Want to master the art of layering and overlapping elements in Elementor? In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you exactly how to use z-index in WordPress Elementor, even as we head into 2026. It's still the key tool for controlling which items sit on top when things overlap. By the end of this video, you'll know how to make your headers, images, buttons, and widgets appear exactly where you want on the page, with no more accidental hiding or messy layouts. Let's dive right in, starting with how to access z-index settings inside Elementor. Every single thing you add to your page, whether it's a section, container, column, or any widget, has this z-index option ready to go. Just click the element you want to control. For example, let's say it's an image. Now, over in the left-hand panel, switch to the Advanced tab. Near the top, under Layout, you'll find the z-index field. This is where all the magic happens. Even if you've never used this setting before, don't worry, it's perfectly safe to experiment. You can always reset it to 0 or undo changes if things don't look right. Now let's break down how z-index actually works. It's pretty straightforward. The higher the number you set, the higher that element will appear in the stack. So if you give one item a z-index of 10 and another a z-index of 1, the 10 will sit right on top, no matter where each is positioned. By default, if you leave the field blank, Elementor treats it as 0, which means your items will stack in the same natural order they're listed in the navigator. So newer items usually land on top of older ones unless you tweak this setting. One thing that trips people up, z-index only works well when the element has a defined position. Elementor does this for you most of the time, but if you ever notice z-index isn't having any effect, don't sweat it. Just head to the same Advanced tab, look for position, and set it to either absolute or relative. It's a bit like telling Elementor, I really need you to pay attention to where this thing sits. Once you've set the position, z-index will respond just like you expect. Let's do a quick step-by-step on overlapping two elements, a classic move. Imagine you want an image to partially cover a text box for a cool layered effect. First, select your image, pop into the Advanced tab, and add a negative margin. For example, pop in -50px on the margin top field to nudge that image right over your text. Now we need to decide which one actually sits on top. If you want the image on top, set its z-index to 2. If you like the text to stay visible over the image, set the text z-index to 2 and the image s to 1. Don't stress if it takes a bit of tweaking to get things just right. Sometimes you need to play with the values or margins before it clicks. Remember, you can always preview changes live and undo anything if it looks odd. Let's talk real-world use cases. It's 2026 and z-index is still your best friend for sticky headers. So if you want your header to stay visible above all page content while scrolling, just jump to the header section and give its z-index a really high number, like 999. That guarantees nothing else will ever cover it up. Same goes for floating buttons, like back to top or a WhatsApp chat bubble. These should have a higher z-index so they never get lost behind images or sliders. Finally, imagine you have a decorative background overlay, but now your call to action button isn't clickable. That usually means the overlay's z-index is too high. Just give the button a bigger z-index value in its Advanced tab, and boom, it pops right to the top. It's a bit like adjusting layers in Photoshop. Once you get the hang of it, it's second nature. And that's it, you now have full control over what shows up where in Elementor. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button. Let me know any questions down in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more web design tips every week. Thanks for watching and happy building.